Hey everybody, Koricon here, and we're going to be looking at the new Solo, a Star Wars story trailer. I like the posters they did, but there was a controversy that they were copying the posters from, I think it was a French film, where the art of the posters were exactly like that one. Now, it's not the fault of Disney or anything, it's the company that they hired to do the marketing. Apparently someone there had basically just copied it right off of those posters. But I think Disney will, compensate them for that and make sure that it's not a bad thing. Just kind of say, I'm sorry, but here's money for using your art style that you had created for your movie. I'm sure that they will figure that out. Now, the reason I got Lando up here is because he is who I'm looking forward to seeing the most. Glover, I think, is going to do a very good Lando Calrissian. I mean, just in the other teaser that we had where he does the little smirk, I was like, oh, that's him. I mean, you sold me on that smirk. I'm so excited to see his Lando. The mustache and everything. I mean, he looks cool. He just looks cool. Look at that. He's got the lapel up on the cape. Looks like a young Billy D. I'm loving it. All right, so let's check out the trailer. We'll see if they got anything for us. The other trailer or teaser that we had was better than I was expecting. Now, they had, a bunch of production problems. The directors were fired because they weren't going by Kasdan's script, which is fairly important because Kasdan is one of the better of the Star Wars writers. He did the most popular movie, Empire Strikes Back. So when he writes a script, they want you to, as a director, to follow that script. And they weren't doing that. So that's why they fired them and brought in Ron Howard to finish the film. But I think he ended up reshooting like 50% or more of the movie. And then I heard rumors that the guy playing Han Solo wasn't a good actor and they had to bring in somebody to, an acting coach. But I don't believe those rumors, because if Disney has no problem firing their directors and they were going to film most of the movie again anyway, I don't think they would have a problem firing the actor and bringing in another one either. So I don't think it's him. I think that was blown out of the proportion. Most movies have an acting coach on set anyway for specific scenes maybe, or an accent or whatever else, just to help, maybe a little bit of guiding if an actor needs a little bit of help. So I'm not taking that stuff too seriously. So I really want to see what they got for us. Let's check it out and we'll talk about it after. Ooh, that looks cool.
You're after something. Is it revenge?
Lando!
Money?
That looks like the game where he wins the Millennium Falcon.
Or is it something else? You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
Heard about a job. Big shot gangster putting together crew.
Hey, it's Vision.
I'm a driver. And I'm a flyer. I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
Smooth.
Let's go with a mean man's face.
Who are these guys? If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
Buckle up, baby. Nice. That train sequence is going to be epic, it looks like.
Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good
Oh,
feeling
is
about
that
this.
another Wookiee?
Since when do you know how to fly?
190 years old? You look great. Push it.
Man, this looks good. I mean, come on. Oh. Yes. May 25th, that's right at my birthday. So let's go back. All right, first thing I noticed, they got the game where he wins the Millennium Falcon. They've got Lando being awesome. Glover, I swear he's killing it. He's gonna kill it as Lando. I'm really excited. Buckle up, baby. You know, that line kind of sounded like a Bruce Campbell line to me, just because of Army of Darkness, because he says baby a lot. But anyway, it is Lando. That is Lando, and I love it. I'm excited for that. Now the main guy, keep forgetting his name, but he doesn't quite feel like Han to me. But I think he's okay. Like, I think he'll be fine. I don't think anyone can be Harrison Ford. And you don't want him to do an imitation of Harrison Ford, because then that would come off as cheesy. So he's got to do his own thing. And I think he's going to be just fine. It's a weird fine line that you've got on this. You can't be Harrison Ford. You can't imitate Harrison Ford. It's hard to equal Harrison Ford. So whatever you do, people are going to say you're not as good as Harrison Ford. You're kind of screwed from the beginning. But as long as he does an okay job, does his own thing, and doesn't try to imitate Harrison, I think it'll be all right. I think he'll be fine. The action stuff looks great. That scene on the train looks epic. I mean, they took a whole, train fight scene to the next level by having it with a double car that can spin around and stuff. I want to know how they utilize that, because there's a lot of potential in how they can utilize that for the fight sequence. So I would really like to see what they do with that. Another thing that surprised me is there's another Wookiee. I wonder if that's a spouse, maybe a good friend. I mean, they had a scene of them touching foreheads together. So there's some kind of bond there, whether it be a very close friend or a relative or a spouse. And I love the fact that they mention Chewie's age. A lot of people, when The Force Awakens came out, they were like, Chewie doesn't look like he aged at all. Well, it's because Wookiees live for like over 400 years. And so their lifespan is really long. He's not going to look like he aged like everybody else. But people don't know that. The average viewer doesn't know that. And so the fact that they named his age at 190 in the movie shows that he's really in the prime of his life. It's probably like 1/5 of his lifespan, or 1/6. And it's in the middle. So he's not going to get gray hair and all that kind of stuff. So I love that they showed his age, and then that becomes canon now. People can reference this movie and say, look, Chewie's 190 in Solo, which means he was probably 280 by the time, or almost 300 by the time they finished all of the Star Wars. More like 280, but still, that would be awesome. They had this scene in the teaser, but I just love the way that they look. It's very Mad Max, and I like that. See, now this is probably the game where he wins the Millennium Falcon, or they set it up as the game that he meets Lando. So I don't know if he wins the Falcon during this game or another game later on, because they did show Lando in the pilot seat probably after this scene, after they meet him, which means he still owns the Falcon after this sequence. So they probably don't have the game for when he wins the Falcon until later on in the movie, but they are going to have it because he is flying the Falcon later on. And I don't think he just took over because he's a superior pilot or anything. I think it's because Lando just lost the Falcon to him in the game. And in this scene, would take place after at least the second game of when he wins the Falcon, and here he is like looking it over like his winnings is what I'm assuming. Looks like we get to see our villain, the guy that they're going to steal from, and it's Vision. It's Paul Bettany. I love that. I think he's great. I like him. He's a good actor. So that elevates the movie for me even more, knowing that he is going to be our main antagonist. That's awesome. I mean, come on. Look how smooth he is. I think I'm more excited about Lando than I am anything else. I mean, look, I love the way he says this.
You heard about me. It's true.
It's true. Everything you've heard about me is true. I love that. I mean, look at that. That has the potential of being, you know, in the top action sequences for the year if they pull it off right. So I really want to see what they do with this sequence. I have a lot of faith in Ron Howard, but there's so much potential there. And I think this is what I'm really excited about action scene wise. I think the pilot stuff, the ships and everything, they look great. They're practical. But I think there's so much they could do with this. You know, like in Spider-Man 2, their famous train sequence. But this could take it to a whole other level. Who's the other Wookiee? Who is the other Wookiee? I want to know. And the space battles with the ships looks great. I mean, look at that. It looks really good. Top notch. A lot of practical ships with camera placements, not much CGI, just enough to, you know, kind of highlight things, but they built models. They're moving cameras around it. It's very physical. The explosions look great. So yeah, I mean, this looks good. I'm getting really excited, and it comes out like 3 days before my birthday. That is just a really cool shot. I love the way that looks. You have the kind of space lightning, I guess you would call it, with the Star Destroyer in the background, the Millennium Falcon coming in the foreground, in this kind of nebula tunnel in a way. And I'm wondering if this is the Kessel Run. If he's doing the Kessel Run is like a way of evading. You know, if you can fly the Kessel Run, it's like a smuggler's path. And I think from what I remember, someplace was saying that the Kessel Run is going around a black hole, and the closer, because a parsec is a unit of distance and not a unit of time. And so the 12 parsecs would be how close he got to the black hole. And no one else has ever gotten that close before. Oh, it could be. I think it looks great. I think it looks like a lot of fun. I'm getting really excited for it. So this trailer sold me. The teaser, well, I was going to see it anyway because I'm a nerd, but the teaser got me pretty excited. I wanted to see Lando. This made me even more excited for Lando, but also for that like train sequence, some of the information that they'll be giving in there. I'm excited about, you know, seeing how he wins the Falcon, hopefully seeing the Kessel Run, getting some kind of confirmation that Chewbacca is 190 years old, that he does have a long lifespan, wondering who that other Wookiee is. So there's a lot of stuff in this movie that I think will be beneficial to Star Wars lore and canon. So awesome. I love it. But what do you guys think? Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you on the next video. Quick promotion, everybody. I'm having fun using the Stardust app, which allows you to make up to a 30-second reaction to movies and TV shows, and I'd love to see your reactions and put them in my videos. If you're interested in that, download the Stardust app. I've got a link to it in the description below, and make sure to follow Koricon. And whenever you make a reaction, make sure that you tag Koricon so that I get notified and can see it. Whenever I make a reaction video or a movie review and I see your video, I will take clips from it and put them in my video. If you're a YouTuber, make sure to put your YouTube channel name on your reaction if you want free promotion. And if you're a fan of my channel and just want to be in there, great. So tag me on your reactions.